Welcome, everybody, to Recipes for Success. My name is Jana Weiss. I'm the Student Life Coordinator for Global Online College. And today we are going to talk about how to win at math and how to overcome your math anxiety. We have an amazing tutor and professional with us here today, Dr. Philip F. Young. He was going to be leading this presentation and talking to y'all all about how to win at math. Welcome, Philip.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, all, and welcome to the seminar on how to win at math and how to overcome math anxiety. You are here to win for your next math test. At the end of this seminar, you should be able to win in your next test. If you have any question, feel free to stop me at any time, or you could also send a chat on your question, so that way we'll be able to take care of everything at the end of the day. Thank you very much and welcome once again. We begin with what is math anxiety? What is math anxiety? A lot of students complain or talk to me about the level of anxiety they have when it comes to math, especially when it comes to tests during exam. You are not alone. Math anxiety affects all ages around the world. It is not just a mere feeling being nervous. Nervousness is a perfectly sensible reaction to something terrifying. In fact, research actually shows that 93% of adult Americans experience some level of math anxiety. Interestingly, 70% of that actually suffer from high level, according to the study in the Journal of Psychoeducation Assessment. So if you have math anxiety, you're not alone. Cut across the whole world. It's not limited to Eastern City College. It's not limited to your class. It's not limited to you. It's something that cut across everyone. But here we have today to learn how to handle this so that we can win at a math. Before we do that, I want you to take a paper and a pen, please. We're going to start with math anxiety self-test. So I have 10 questions here I'm going to ask you, and then you're going to pick the options 1 to 5. So I'll give you some few seconds to get a pen, a paper where you're going to be able to answer this question. So let me give you a few seconds to do that, please. I want every full participation. At the end of the test, you're going to give us your result through the chat forum. That also signifies your participation in this seminar. So get ready. So we have 5 options. I'm going to read. The first option is strongly disagree. That's number 1. 2 means disagree. 3 means on the fence. 4 means agree. 5 means strongly agree. So if you think is strongly agree, just pick one, just write 1. If disagree, you write 2. On the fence, you write 3. Agree, write 4. And strongly agree, you write 5. So we're going to go over this question one by one. I'm going to read the question for you. Then you're going to pick the options 1 to 5. So I believe we are ready now. Let's begin. Number 1 question. Do you cringe when you must go to math class? So choose option 1 to 5. Please let all of us participate, please. Question number 2. Do you get uneasy about going to the bar. In a math class, choose option 1 to 5. Question number 3. Do you understand math now, but worry that it will get difficult? Choose option 1 to 5. Question number 4. Do you tend to zone out in math class? Choose option 1 to 5 as well. Question number 5. Do you fear math tests more than any other kind? Question number 6. Do you know how to study for math tests? Choose option 1 to 5 as well. Question number 7. Do you understand math in class but seem to forget it all when you get home? Choose option 1 to 5 as well. Question number 8. Are you afraid to ask questions in math class? Remember to choose option 1 to 5. That's question number 8. Question number 9. Are you worried about being called on in math class? Then the last question now. Number 10. Are you afraid you will not be able to keep up with the rest of the class? All right, so begin to calculate your score now. That's the first math we're going to do this evening or this afternoon. Begin to add up your score, please. Add up the score you have and begin to share those scores in the chat forum. So I expect to see so many scores there, please. So add up your score and share those scores in the chat forum. So let me give us some few seconds to do that, please.
We're getting some total scores in now. We have 28, 19, 32, 40, 28, 20, 33, 31, 36, 12, 35.
I'm sure more scores to be coming because we have more people in the forum. Okay.
34, 32.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing your score.
25.
25, good. Just to give some few people more time for another few seconds to add up your score and share with us as well.
24.
24, good. All right, okay, let's move on now. So let's see our score now. So how high is your math anxiety? Let's see. I can see some score 28. If your score fall between 10 to 19, see some 19 here, never the lowest I've seen here so far. You probably love math. I mean, I have some few people here that love math. Then. See some score of 19 and see some score of 20. So if your score is between that, you love math. If your score is between 20 to 29, you may have math anxiety. May have that. Now see some score in the range of 28 here, 29 as well, 25. If your score falls between 30 to 39, it means math clearly makes you uneasy. That's what it means. Math clearly makes you uneasy. And I can see some score in that range as well, 32, 34, 35 there. And then if your score is between 40 and 50, you clearly have bad anxiety. So this math anxiety test is to gauge us to be able to know the level of anxiety that we have. But we have a good news. The good news is that we are here to learn today and how to win at math and how to bring down this level of anxiety that will help us to do well in our tests. If you still haven't shared your score, go ahead and share as we move on. Thank you for participating on the test anxiety test. Now let's begin. What are the math anxiety symptoms and signs? What are the symptoms that you know that you have some anxiety when it comes to math? Because the first instance to be able to recognize the symptoms and the signs, then you now look forward to how to remedy the symptoms. The first is what we call physiological effects. Research published in behavioral management found that students with mild anxiety symptoms usually get nervous. They have some clammy hands, increased heart rate, upset stomach, sometimes light headedness. So if you experience this in the course of math class, you have mild anxiety. So that's one of the symptoms there. The feeling of permanency. I have seen this many times. Student comes to me. They told me they don't like math. Math is not their strong suit. They believe naturally they are bad at the subject and always will be. And they buy into that lie. When the student believes that he can't perform in math, he loses all self-motivation. He or she doesn't want to work, he doesn't want to do homework, he doesn't want to attend the class. So that's feeling of permanency. I'm just naturally bad at this subject. If you have that kind of feeling and that kind of thought, it means you have some level of anxiety in math as well. Negative self-talk. I hate math. I cannot do math. I can never be good at math. I don't like that math class. If you are the one that see yourself in this way, it means you have some level of math anxiety. So before the teacher even write 1 or 2 on the board, you already get anxious because you don't like it. So negative self-talk is one of the symptoms of math anxiety. Low achievement. Due to lack of confidence in answering the math question correctly or doing well on the test, it's never an option if you have bad anxiety. As exposure to math decreases, so does overall performance. The fact is that students begin to define themselves low grade. They don't see anything wrong when they score so low. I scored 25% in that math class. I scored 10%. I scored 35%. Once you begin to feel that way, it means you have some level of math anxiety. The next thing is avoidance. Students with math anxiety try to avoid going to math class, especially on the pop quiz or a Thursday. They come up with different kind of excuses why they shouldn't be there, because they don't want to be part of it. They don't want to be part of it. You just don't want to be there. So if you experience something like that, it means you have some level of math anxiety. That's what it means. And that's why you're here today to learn. Lack of response in the classroom. When a teacher asks question, professor asks question, students are unwilling to respond to teachers or even a classmate when it comes to math classes. They just want to be left alone, quietly go into the class, quietly leave the class. Sometimes they don't even want to write the note. They don't want to write anything. They just don't like the subject. If you find yourself in that situation, it means you have some math anxiety. Now, what is the major causes of this math anxiety? What are the major causes? Why do we experience this? Why do we have this fear? The first was fear of being wrong. Students are afraid of being wrong in the classroom. Pressure of time tests or poor test grade. So there's a fear that if the teacher asks 1 plus 1, I'll probably get it wrong. That's the cause of that. Or people may laugh at me. That's the cause of that. Inability or willingness to complete assignment. You have so many assignments outstanding. You don't want to do any one. You don't want to participate. You don't want to join the group work. You don't want to even relate with your class colleague, classmate. These are the major causes of math anxiety. Because if you don't do your homework on time, pressure comes in, stress comes in, anxiety builds up. And so you may not be able to handle it. So these are the major causes of math anxiety. But there's a good news. The good news is that how do we overcome this anxiety? So that's what we're here to learn now. Now we know the symptoms, we know the causes, we know the signs. Now, how to overcome the math anxiety? How do we overcome it? So that we can win in our tests. Many tests have been scheduled this week and next week for exam 2 or midterm or exam 3, as the case may be. So we need to win at our math. Number one thing is to dispel myths. You have to believe in yourself. Do not believe those false statements about math. The first myth is that some people are born with math brain. Good. Why some people seem to do better in math than others, naturally. That is not true. Nobody's born with math brain. Nobody. Everybody has equal opportunity to be good in math. So dispel that myth. Believe you can do it. Believe in yourself. I have seen students join us in the beginning of a semester and they come for help in the tutoring center. They were so scared in the beginning. But at the end of the semester, the same student ended up with A. They ended up with A because they were able to dispel the myth and believe in themselves. Turn math into a game. Good news is that we live in the world of AI, we live in the world of games, we live in the world of so many things now. The world we live today is different from the world of 10 years ago. There's so many games. So you can turn your mind into games to reduce anxiety. You can have your colleague work this group as a team, as in a game, to solve math problems. In doing so, you are achieving your goal, you are working analytically, and it helps to reduce anxiety because math has become a game. You can do that in your homework, in your class practice. That will help to bring down some level of anxiety. You have to practice on a regular basis. If you have math anxiety, you have to practice math on a regular basis. I always tell our students, if you're having anxiety, spend an hour every day to practice math. The best way to feel comfortable with something is to do it regularly. When practicing or doing homework, endeavor to work on the most straightforward problem first. Do not practice with the problem that is going to give you some challenges. No. Begin with the one that you're comfortable with. It will bring some level of success and it may lay foundation for a more complicated problem. So practice makes perfect. Get stuck, then unstuck. Maybe you're having some math challenges, feeling stuck, especially in deep math problem. That can bring some feelings of helplessness, frustration, and anxiety symptoms will run high. I had a student come to me the other day in the academic center. He told me he spent 2 hours to solve one question. Why? Why would you spend 2 hours to solve one question? When you have such a problem, you cannot solve it. Why don't you come to my academic center to get help? But the more you spend time trying to solve one question and hours, it leads to helplessness, it leads to frustration, and that increases more symptoms, anxiety symptoms. So when you get stuck, unstuck by coming to the center to get help, that will help to reduce your anxiety level. Don't spend too much time in one question, get help. Have the understanding that math problem is a key, not to memorize. Express yourself during class, express yourself among your colleagues, express yourself among your classmates. If you come to the center for help, feel free to ask any question. Ask your teacher question. You can ask your teacher if you're not type that maybe you're afraid to ask during the class time. You can step up to ask your teacher question after the class. Our teachers are great people. They will respond. Now let's talk about tests now. Because we have tests coming up this week or next week. In case you still have anxiety during your test, remember to establish a pre-testing routine. If you still get anxious before your test, take a deep breath. Deep breathing helps to reduce some level of anxiety. On the day of the test, try to fuel your brain with healthy foods and hydrate very well. Avoid sugar food that may cause your sugar to peak and then drop and cause some high level of anxiety at the time. Possibly avoid caffeinated drinks like energy drinks and coffee before your test. Just before your test, it can cause more anxiety If possible, exercise in the morning of your test, preferably aerobic, if possible. If not, that's fine. Then if you still have this anxiety before your test, talk to your teacher. Talk to your teacher and also get some resources from the counseling department of the school that will help you to overcome it. Because we have seen students getting, say, a test hall, they prepare very well, but they get to the test, you just can't remember what they studied. And we found out that it's because they were anxious and they were nervous. So if we use this routine, testing routine is going to help you to overcome test anxiety during your test, and you're going to win at math. Then remember to book for tutoring appointment. You have tutoring appointment for your school, which is free, extremely free. Study found that one-on-one tutoring section can help remedy high math anxious students. In addition to reducing the math anxiety score, students with greater tutoring associated decreases in their amygdala activity actually show higher reduction in mathematics anxiety. In other words, tutoring gives you the confidence, reduces the anxiety, and also help you to win at math. Many students that come for the tutoring, they always pass. 99.9% of them pass their math. So this is the time for you to do that. It's going to help you to reduce that anxiety. Now, let's talk about the resources that's available for you. Maybe you don't know it. So we have Academic Success Center and Virtual Academic Success Center. You can come to the center to get help for tutoring. You can also do it virtually from your home using Teams. So there's just no way, and it's free. It's completely free. You can find a tutor using your phone or any subject you need help on, math or any other subject. You can get using your phone. Like I said earlier on, we have virtual on campus. We operate Monday through Saturday. The center open from Monday, 8 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Friday we close 8 to 4 p.m. Saturday 9 to 3 p.m. Both virtually and on campus. We advise that you call to get an appointment with the number 713-718-8184. You call that number to get an appointment. We also allow walk-in. The reason why we want you to call so that when you get to the center, you don't waste time so that the tutor may be busy with another person. But if you call earlier on to book an appointment, you just walk into your section and you have your section. And we have a 1-hour section per student. So this is a time for you to call and remove that anxiety. We help you when you come with your notebook, what you are doing in your class, the tutor will explain to you one-on-one. A lot of students complain that the teacher is always very fast, but we in Student Center, we are not fast. We take it one-on-one section to help you to bring down your level of anxiety. All right, so any question? Do we have any questions?
Feel free to type it in the chat or raise your hand.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry about that. I'm still trying to navigate this computer. No, I didn't have any questions. I'd just been taking notes.
Thank you.
There is one in the chat, Can you re-say the times for when tutoring is open?
Say that again, please. What is the question?
The times when tutoring is open?
Oh, the tutoring is open 8 a.m. in the morning, and we close at 8 p.m. Monday to Thursday. Then we open on Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we close at 4 p.m. on Friday. On Saturday, we open at 9 a.m. and we close at 3 p.m. That's the time. And like I said, you can do it virtually, and you can walk to the center. We have over 14 centers in Houston.
Shirley is asking where is it located? As he said, there's 14 different centers. Is that what you just said?
Yes, we have in each of the campus that we have a tutoring center. So which of the campus are you? We have center when you get to any of the campus. For example, if you're in Stafford campus, for example, if you get to Stafford campus, you just ask for tutoring center, you'll be directed to where we are in Stafford campus. All the campuses, we are there. If you want to get the address, we can share that with you after this forum in the chat. But if you also call the number that I shared with you earlier on, they will give you the address of each location, and they also give you other information you may need.
We have another question in the chat, and it says, would changing the mindset of I need to know the answer to I have to understand the process in any math problem help in reducing anxiety even a little bit?
Okay. Well, thank you for that question. I want to believe that you are referring to when you change your mindset, how do I understand the process in math that will help to reduce math anxiety? Yes. Once the mindset is changed, that's the first step. Once that you believe in yourself, you are good in math. The next step is to seek help, as I mentioned earlier on, in the tutoring center. If you're having challenges understanding in the classroom, seek help in the tutoring center. When you come in, we will help you to explain the process for you. We'll bring down, make the math look easy for you to understand the better way. But what we also advise is that if you are coming for help in the center, always come with your notebook or your textbook. The reason being that math can be solved in different ways. So the tutor needs to see your book in order to follow that same method the teacher is using in the class so that it doesn't confuse you more. Because if the tutor doesn't have that information, he or she may probably be using his own method that is comfortable with. And that may not align with what the teacher is doing in the classroom, right? So you need to come with your notebook or your textbook or homework, anything that will give the tutor the information to use the same method that the teacher is using in the class. Hope I'm able to address that question. Any other question, please?
I require 4 hours of tutoring for extra credit on my next exam. Will this meeting count towards that? Will my teacher know if I attended today?
Yes. Thank you for that question. Excellent question. Yes. Your teacher, once you call in and sign in for a section, and the time you sign in and the time you leave will be recorded. We have 1 hour per student. per section. But if the tutor is not busy, a tutor can extend for 30 minutes, right? So once you finish that section, your teacher can see it that you attended a section. He can log in to the system and see it, and he will give you that extra credit. So for you to get 4 hours, means you have to have at least three sections or 4 sections in a week in order for you to get that 4 hours. So that is correct. The teacher can see it. So in that situation, it's a win-win for you. Gain knowledge, get extra credit.
So I do believe to get credit hours for tutoring, you have to go to tutoring. This will not count as a tutoring session. Is that correct, Philip?
No, this webinar will not replace the tutoring section. No. Yeah, it will not replace.
We want to thank you all for coming today.
But for tutoring, if the teacher said you have to do tutoring, then you have to go for tutoring and get help in order to get those hours you want.
Yes. Thank you for coming. We have a few more recipes for success over the next few weeks. Please join us for those, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thank you all. Bye, everyone. And go and win your math.
Thank you. You can also do tutoring virtually. You can call and set up, and they'll do it through Microsoft Teams.
Yes, thank you.